I started my business when I was 16 years old, and we were a landscaping company that just did mowing and mulching and simple yard cleanups and things like that. Over time, my goal was to build that into a remodeling company, but I didn't have any real skills when it came to remodeling yet. I learned a little bit just working when I was a kid with my uncle and with other contractors, but I didn't quite understand how to turn that into a legitimate business. So it took about 4 or 5 years to really get to the point where I had a remodeling company and kind of phased out the landscaping side of the business. That then stayed that way. We were working on smaller projects, and as I developed my skill set, I was then able to comfortably hire people that had more skills than me or that had different skills than me to bring them onto the team. And we were really a hands-on, self-performing remodeling company where I was out in the field working every day with the people who worked for me. And then over time, I've been able to transition that into higher-end custom home building and large additions, interior renovations, full house renovations, exterior renovations, and the full custom nature of what we do now. One of the big things about learning hands-on skills, you can't be afraid to screw it up. The worst case scenario, you got to tear it out, start over. And of course, if it's a structural item or something that has safety concerns, you're going to take extra precautions, but you can try a lot of things until it works. You just have to be willing to commit that insane amount of time it's going to take. And you also have to have clients that are willing to let you sometimes learn your way through a project. Learning to be comfortable telling people that you don't know what you're doing, but that you're willing to learn, and making sure you're doing it in a confident way to where somebody believes in you, and then delivering on that promise, that's a critical skill for any business owner, because you're going to encounter things every day that you don't know how to do. If I was 16 to 18 years old and I could tell myself one thing, it would be to take it very seriously that you have a legitimate business. If I would have just thought about it differently and reframed my mindset when I was that age of like, okay, you're beginning something, do it right, follow the right steps, ask for the right advice, and understand this is legit. This is a real business you're establishing. It didn't really dawn on me until many, many years later that that's what I had done. I just was looking at it as like, I love doing this and people are paying me to do it, so I'm just gonna keep going. But I should have put more thought into what I was actually doing. Set a proper foundation for your business so you can grow with control. What happens when you don't set that proper foundation is as you're trying to grow, you'll be feeling like you're constantly trying to grab a loose end here or there. You're juggling 15 balls at once. And I don't think that you can avoid it entirely. There's gonna be times where things get out of control and where you don't have everything you wanted. It's not gonna be perfect, but it took me many, many years to understand the importance of that. If I had had this program, I would have jumped on it in a heartbeat. I would have been part of the Entrepreneurial program when I was 16, 17 years old, junior, senior in high school. I would have been there for sure. And I think it really would have saved me 5, 6 years on my trajectory. When I was young, we didn't have access to anything like this that I knew of. I looked for it and I couldn't find it. And this was in the late 1990s, so it was hard to access information like it is now. We couldn't connect with like-minded people as easily as you can now. There wasn't a vast network of this sort of entrepreneurial information on the internet. So I was really relegated to the library and finding business books that were not really tailor fit to what I was trying to do. They were written a lot of times for a totally different path than what I was on. And I was thirsty for that knowledge, and I was always trying to learn. There was no instructor that was teaching me the proper way to do things. There was nobody I could really reach out to and ask for help. All of us that own businesses or that work for other businesses, when a kid asks for our help, we'll drop anything to help them. That's what we want to do. We want to impart this knowledge onto these kids so that they can maybe shortcut their path a little bit, or to maybe alleviate just some of that stress that comes with trying to figure it out on your own.